That's my take on this. That's everything I know, basically. Oh my god, train out Ancient in. Wait, what? Holy shit! Holy shit, 1 gigabyte. Am I good? What? Wait, why? Why? Is it because they're just removing, it's because they're removing the operation that this is, I don't understand what that's, I don't understand exactly why that's, so that's taking up so much, why that's such a big operations concluded. A few updates today, beginning with the active duty map pool. Train has been removed. Ancient has been added. Okay. Ancient's A site has been reworked, and CTs now have 2 ways to get on the site. Okay, they did a map change. They've released the snake bite case. And today we're not here to talk about skins, but let's have a quick look. Cool. Oh, black AK. Okay. And new chickens. What the fuck? Okay. Operation Broken Fang has come to an end. I didn't even have it, so I didn't even have the operation. Players with unredeemed stars have May 15th to claim. Mirage was never going to get removed. It's the #1 picked map on Faceit. It was never going to get removed. People pretend they hate Mirage and then don't ban it ever. So it's not, literally, Alexibi said it best. Faceit would die. Counter-Strike would actually die if Mirage got removed. So it there's no way. Where do you go? You need some kind of map that no one actually cares about, but you just need to be able to pug with people. Play mid, carry team, not think too hard. Everyone knows the stare smoke. Like, you need, it has to be there. It's the Dust 2. Delete Dust 2. Okay, let's start from there. Okay. Introducing CSGO 360 stats. Introducing CSGO 360 stats. A subscription service for players that want to continue collecting official, competitive, and wingman stats. Premier Competitive remains available for all players, featuring the pick and ban process across the entire active duty map pool. Retakes remain available and has been moved into war games. Okay. This is in the video that they made, where they said, let the updates do the talking recently, which now it makes sense that they added an actual, like, substantial update when they made that, when this year it's just been, bug fixes and shit. They had there was a screen cap here where it said CSGO Plus. Okay. I tweet a lot. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Here, CSGO Plus was on this in the Steamworks talk. So nobody knew what this was. One person noticed it. So, okay, CSGO Plus. So in Dota, they have a service called Dota Plus, and basically, if you queue with Dota Plus, it'll tell you things and give you some actual extra benefits when you're playing matchmaking in Dota. Some things that can help you learn. I mean, it can be a waste of money if you don't have the money. If you don't have the money, you don't have to use it. But it's just a service that they have. And people have criticism of Dota Plus or whatever. I still have it. Even just for the shards that can get you skins and stuff, it can be worth it if you don't care about the $5 or whatever. But either way, CSGO Plus, if that's something they want to do, this is kind of an idea. Like, maybe they want to add something like that to CSGO. So this kind of feels like something like that, but yeah. All right. Don't know what the price point is for this. We'll see. Premier Competitive remains available for all players, featuring pick ban process across it. So I never played this, but this is apparently, I guess, part of the operation where you actually have like a major like pick and ban or tournament pick and ban phase for every single game you play. Am I understanding it correctly?
Train and Unseat, wow. BTW, are you and Scrawny gonna be the main hosts of Push to Talk?
Yes.
It, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks, Meaty. Yes, we're talking about that right now. Yeah, this is Liquid's auto ban gone. So Liquid, get a buff here. It's $1 a month. Okay, it's $1 a month. Listen, if you want to cry about this, you can cry about this, but you also don't have to pay for it. So if they want to charge for something that they add to the game, it's up to them. You don't really lose much by not getting it. You get extra by getting it. So I mean, if it's $1, like, cry is free. Okay, snakebite case, including the snakebite case, whatever, chicken models. Okay, actually front and center here. Fixed community cashews. Textures would appear black to parts of previous security fixes. Okay, slash key can bind to commands. Okay, additional security and stability improvements. All right. I think some of these are actually substantial because of certain things that have happened. Added an option for large community maps to fade the boost player contrast feature beyond the fog part. Okay. Ancient has been added and Train has been removed. We'll talk about that in a second. Grind and Mocha have been added to official matchmaking scrimmage casual deathmatch. Okay. Potentially next up. Ancient new route, and they made some changes here. Frostbite overhauled, interior lighting, all this shit. Okay. So Ancient is the other thing. So yeah, so train coming out. So okay, here's how balance changes work in most video games, and they aren't totally transparent with how the changes go in CS:GO and how they do stuff. But for the most part, no matter how much people complain about one thing or another, how Valve balance the game and how people balance their games in general is off of the data, not the people complaining on a Twitter bubble or on Reddit on a bubble or the comments that people all seem to read or say. Not the truth is that the where people spend their time speaks more than what people say about maps, right? So if Train is at the bottom of the list in terms of actually being played a lot, whether it's at the pro level or in matchmaking or whatever, then that's the reason that it's getting removed. It doesn't really matter what people's opinions on how good the map actually is and how much they love it. They'll look at your match history and say, how many times you've actually played it? How many times did it end up in the last Navito? How popular is the map? How much people want this in the pool? How many people are playing it? So I love Train. I think it's a great map. Am I surprised that it's probably one of the bottom 3 maps that gets played in CS:GO? No, I'm not surprised. Come on, are we really? It's a very difficult map. It's good. It's fun to play, but it's hard to carry on. It's not as popular in Vetoes. Almost always gets banned, period, every game. So yeah, I think it's good, but I'm not totally surprised that the pick rate is low. So, and I don't think Valve care about the emotional argument or how much someone really loves it, even though it's not popular. If people aren't playing it, people aren't playing it. So yeah, I love Train. I love Train. But yeah, whatever. Okay, this is probably how it went. Now we go on to Ancient as the map to get added into the pool. I think I did a video walking through Ancient to talk about stuff, but let's go ahead and look at the changes. I don't know if you can play it or not or whatever. Yeah, we can do a new Ancient review. I'm pretty positive I did a video on Ancient a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and search and see. Ancient first impressions. Okay, a few months ago. This is I was in Sweden when I did this. Oh yeah, and I was just taking a look at how the map was in general. So I remember, I think, most of it. I don't think I played it a single time though, so my opinion is not going to be as good as other people's. But why don't we go ahead and take a look? And yeah, it's now a map that's going to get played at the major. Thank you, fucking thank you, Valve. Let's start making content. This is what we asked for. Let me tell you one thing, okay? In Counter-Strike, I don't want to see any Pepe Hooms, okay? In Counter-Strike, we have a game that has gotten to a place that we want it to be at. It has improved slowly towards this picture of perfection that we have in our heads about what the game should be. 2015, we're talking about jumping hitboxes, ladders, some of the maps, all different kinds of problems that no longer exist anymore. Major changes have been made to improve the game to the point that it's at now. We are happy about that. There was once a clip of Shroud saying they should change the meta more. No, we don't want that. That's not actually what we want. We're very happy the game changes very little, that you can compare Astralis 2018 to Fnatic 2015 and go Astralis were the better team overall objectively because there's not much meta changes. It's actually really cool that we've had almost the same game through this entire thing, and the only thing that's changed is got better over time, right? That's good. But in order for the game to have longevity, we have to change the maps. And the maps have to get play tested. And the maps have to get play tested yesterday in order for them to be good tomorrow. So in order for the game to move forward and not grow stale, literally keep the game the way it is. Keep improving slightly towards perfection and stop arguing for incredibly huge balance shifts, new weapons and stuff. Like, we actually don't want that. We want AK M4 Deagle up, and then, we'll pretend to care about wanting new guns and shit. We want the game to stay the way it is, the movement to stay the way it is, everything to stop changing too much. That's a good thing. Yes, the game can get stale, but it's not because of those things. Those are good things. Let's not overlook that. No other esport has that. Every other company has pressure to add new content, to change the update, to change the meta, to flip everything up on its side of its head every single day, whether it's in seasons in Fortnite or whether it's weekly because Dota needs to stay fresh or be some new game. We don't need that. We don't want that. And we're the only game that doesn't have that kind of pressure. Okay, that's a good thing. But the game grows stale because the maps, they're so well figured out. Everybody understands what to get out of them. The frustration only increases when you learn something more, right? Everyone says the beauty of video games is when everyone's playing a game that no one understands. At that time, you're playing Super Smash Bros. With your friends on the couch. Everyone's making 25 mistakes a second, but nobody knows. That's the beauty of the game. It's really fun at that level. As you get better, you get different kinds of enjoyment out of it, but then you get diminishing returns when everyone gets really close to that perfect point. Right? When now it's all about your 100%, you got to be Gambit playing 10 hours a day, 100%, there's no room for one random, huge find on a discovery on a map to take you to the next level. Instead, it has to be perfectly played peaks. Aim has to be 100%. Every single detail has to be perfect just to win that best of one, right? Those are the only teams that are winning now because all of the maps are so filled out in terms of the strategy and everything that's gone into them. So if we get new maps into the pool, now, then in the future, we have a situation where the game can never be stale. We have tons of maps that are good. You can bring back in with Moses's, Moses' idea to change a bomb site, change Mirage bomb sites, bring it back in, change bomb sites, bring it back in the future. Develop other maps in the meantime, and then we get to a point where Counter-Strike, it's near perfect with the amount of changes that have come up. We can still compare eras of great teams without talking about meta changes because there haven't been any. And we've got tons of maps to choose from, so the game is always fresh. And this is the exact change we want. No more, no less. This is good. This is good. It really wasn't harder than this. We can still be mad about how long this took and how much work there is ahead, but it really isn't harder than this. This is exactly what we're looking for. And the other thing, quickly, it doesn't matter what maps go into the pool, all right? Almost all these maps, and shout out to all the creators, they've done a fantastic job with the maps. Some of them are going to be competitively viable. Some of them are not if they're lucky. But you never know if they're competitively viable until they get play tested by players on all levels. Eventually, Ancient is going to look very different from the Ancient we see today. And it'll be played differently and whatever. And it'll have to be. As good players play it more in preparation for it to go into the major, the map will change drastically. Think about Overpass versus Overpass today. Overpass when it came out, totally different map. Same thing with Vertigo. It's not necessarily about the maps as they are when they come in. You can hate the map as much as you want. Great. That brings in more feedback to change the map. The map will change drastically by the time it's competitively viable. It just needs... we don't have to be anal about which maps come in, guys. Okay? As long as a new map does come in, there is a whole litany of things that can change on the map at any time to make it the map that we need it to be, to fix the certain angles, to fix the certain like rush tactics, all of the utility, everything. Okay. So as long as they are drip feeding the maps into the pool, eventually almost all of our problems that we're looking for as CS esports will be solved. So this is a really good thing. And it has to be in the active duty pool. I'm very happy right now. Has to be forced on us. We have to hate it at first. We fix it. We make it good. If you can fix overpass, you can fix anything. But we would have never fixed overpass if we weren't forced to play it in the active duty pool. This has been in this last month especially, it's been very frustrating for me almost every day, thinking about what should happen and how little feels like is happening at Valve. Genuinely, like almost getting a bit bitter, won't lie. I've never been like that either. But this is the change that we needed. So it might not be that sexy right now, and people might have problems with the train removal or the ancient adding. I don't think those things matter at all. I won't lie to you. I'm sure it was all numbers. They removed a map that people didn't play very often, and they're adding in a new map that they plan to change a lot. But for me, this is... I mean, I'm just literally reacting live to this, but this is stuff we've been talking about and thinking about for some time now. So I won't lie though, I am still a little bit frustrated that this has taken this long, that specifically we have had to actually get angry in order for something like this to come into the game, that we've actually had to get like stressed out and complain and, you know, put forward a worse version of ourselves out there publicly to get something to change, you know, to cry about this shit. I really am frustrated about that. And that it feels like that's probably going to be how it's going to be forever. But as long as those changes actually happen, it's okay. Whatever. I'll still take it. As long as they're fine with me crying about this shit for years to come, I'll do it. When will pros play it? Right away, I think. People say that pro teams ban the new map. In reality, what will happen and what the truth is that the good teams that have a strong map pool will play the new map because they already have the map pool. So it will get played because someone is out there is looking for an advantage. If someone forces you to ban the new map, then they have an advantage in the veto. So you can say, oh, just ban it, but like a ban is not free. A ban means another map can be picked. So any team that can posture to say we are playing the map, or they actually will pick it, will have a lot of power in a lot of important best of threes in the near future. So it's a false narrative that the map will just get permaban. That doesn't actually happen ever with new maps. It's just it'll be a month or two of people learning the map and then not being comfortable trying it first and probably picking the map and losing, which always happens. But then after that, it'll be a part of the pool. Playing after the major? I think they'll play it at the major. I think they're just letting people play the RMRs not on the new map because it's too soon, which is great. I mean, yeah. There is no free ban, right? There's no free ban. Oh, you can just ban it. Because you have your permaban already. So there's no free bans. Yeah, it does buff the teams that were already permabanning the map that gets removed. That's true. But for all teams that are picking it against each other or could pick it against each other or whatever, can't hub, why not? All right, let's go in game.